where the world's most venomous snakes and the world's most educated people live. In Australia, the number of sheep is more than twice that of humans. In this country, there is an animal called a kangaroo that cannot walk backwards. Coober Pedy is a city in Australia where people live underground. Why is Australia one of the happiest countries in the world? Everything from peace, development, education, economy to lifestyle. Australia is a continental country located in the southern hemisphere of the world, which is considered a continent, a country and an island at the same time. It is an important part of the Indo-Pacific region. It is bordered by the Pacific Ocean to the east, the Indian Ocean to the west, Papua New Guinea and Indonesia to the north. And it extends to the Southern Ocean or Antarctica to the south. Australia is mainly spread over a large geographical area between Southeast Asia and the South Pacific Ocean. According to Wikipedia, the area of Australia is about 7.6,017,930 square kilometers, which makes it the sixth largest country in the world. It is a landlocked territory, meaning Australia has no land borders, surrounded by water. The capital city of Australia is Canberra. Sydney and Melbourne were the two main cities of Australia. Both cities claim to be the capital. So, through an agreement, a new city was built in the middle. That is the city of Canberra today. Did you know that the name of the currency of Australia is the Australian dollar? It is abbreviated as AUD. The symbol for this currency is expressed by the dollar sign. However, to distinguish it from other dollar-based countries, this letter is often written before the dollar sign. The only officially recognized language of Australia is English. However, the English pronunciation here are slightly different, which is known as Australian English. Many people in different regions of Australia also speak other languages, such as Chinese, Arabic, Vietnamese, Greek, Italian, etc. In addition, the indigenous people of Australia also have their own languages, which are called Aboriginal languages. Although many of those languages are on the verge of extinction today, efforts are still being made to preserve some. According to Wikipedia, the population of Australia in 2025 is expected to be around 27 million. Most of the people in Australia practice Christianity, about 44%, while Islam is about 3.2%. The number of people who do not practice any other religion is 39%. The remaining 13.8% are people of other religions. Religious freedom is guaranteed in the Australian Constitution. Here, anyone can practice religion if they want, or they can live without religion if they want. There is no obligation regarding religion. Rather, everyone is free in their own beliefs and practices. Australia, which consistently ranks at the top of international indices for its high standard of living, strong economy and human development, is today one of the most prestigious countries in the world. According to the Global Peace Index 2025 report, Australia is ranked 18th as the most peaceful country in the world. According to the Global Terrorism Index 2025 report, Australia ranks 46th on the Terrorism Index. According to the World Happiness Index 2025 report, Australia is ranked 11th in the list of the happiest countries in the world. Australia is a huge continent with multiple time zones. Sydney is 4 hours ahead of Melbourne on the east coast. And during daylight saving time, the time on the east coast is advanced by an additional hour. For example, in 1770, British navigator Captain James Cook discovered the east coast of Australia and claimed it for Britain. Then in 1788, the first convict colony was established in New South Wales. This was the first permanent settlement of Europeans in Australia. In the following centuries, the British gradually settled other states and territories. British colonies were established by occupying the lands of the local inhabitants. In 1901, the 6 colonies united to form a federation known as the Commonwealth of Australia. Although at that time it was under the British monarchy. Although it later gradually gained independence, Australia still constitutionally accepts the monarch of the United Kingdom as the head of state, and is governed as a constitutional monarchy and a federal parliamentary democracy. Politically, Australia is a federal parliamentary constitutional monarchy. It consists of 6 states and 10 union territories. Australia is large in size, but not all of its parts are inhabited by people because some of its regions have such natural characteristics that it is difficult for people to survive permanently. These uninhabitable areas are mostly in the interior of the country, which is called the outback or remote, inaccessible dry areas. A large part of Australia is covered by deserts such as the Simpson, Great Victoria and Great Sandy Deserts. Rainfall is very low here, the soil is not fertile, it is very hot and the water shortage is extreme. Therefore, agriculture, industry or settlement is almost impossible in these areas. In many parts of the country, daytime temperatures exceed 45 degrees Celsius. There is no severe cold in winter, but the dryness and hot winds are unbearable for people. As a result, settlements are generally limited to coastal areas with cool and well-developed climates. The central regions of Australia are practically devoid of drinking water. Due to the scarcity of rivers or groundwater, people cannot live in those places. Many areas in the interior of the country are still deprived of modern roads, electricity or internet facilities. As a result, establishing slums there is difficult and expensive. In some areas, the abundance of poisonous snakes, spiders or other dangerous animals keeps people away. More than 90% of Australia's population lives in coastal cities. Where the weather is tolerable, there are more job opportunities and the quality of life is better. The country's economy is mainly dependent on natural resources, agriculture, industry and the service sector. In the industrial sector, Australia is notable for construction, food processing, chemicals, machinery and the automotive industry. A large part of Australia's economy comes from its mineral resources. The country is the world's leading producer of iron ore, coal, gold, aluminum, natural gas and copper. Australia maintains its top position in the world, especially in coal and iron ore exports. Australia maintains close relations with China, Japan, the United States and South Korea as its main trading partners. The country collects foreign exchange sources by exporting natural resources and agricultural products. Australia's education system. The Australian education system is divided into 3 main levels: primary, secondary and tertiary education. Primary education in Australia usually begins at the age of 5 and can last up to 12 years in total. There are both public and private schools. There are many universities and technical institutes here, such as the University of Sydney, the University of Melbourne, the Australian National University, etc. Students can pursue undergraduate, postgraduate, and PhD education. Technical and vocational education is also developed, which enhances the work skills of students. Australia is a developed country where modern cities showcase a unique blend of modernity, nature, and human lifestyle. The country's major cities such as Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, and Adelaide are full of modern architecture, technology, and cultural diversity. Various shopping malls, restaurants, parks, and cafes in the cities are indicative of modern civic life. The lifestyle of people living in Australian cities is quite peaceful and developed. Family-centered living is generally observed here. Modern cities have advanced housing systems. There are various types of housing opportunities, from flat apartments to private houses. Australian city dwellers are generally friendly, generous, and tolerant. People from all over the world live here. As a result, the cultural atmosphere of the city is colorful and multifaceted. The cities come alive with festivals, exhibitions, music, and dance. Generally, Australians are nature-loving and health-conscious. Life and environment in rural Australia. Houses in rural areas of Australia are usually located in the middle of large plots of land. Most houses are made of a mixture of wood, brick, concrete, and metal. Many houses have large gardens where people grow their own vegetables and fruits. Sitting on the veranda or courtyard in front of the house and enjoying the natural environment has become a daily habit of the villagers. The people of the village are mainly engaged in agriculture and animal husbandry. They grow various crops including wheat, barley, and grains. In addition, cattle breeding is quite important for the production of meat, milk, and butter. In some areas, people make a living by making and selling handicrafts, woven fabrics, and local goods. Village people are generally simple, hardworking, and compassionate. They are sincere and compassionate towards each other. Village people come together and preserve traditions at festivals, religious ceremonies, and cultural gatherings. Family and community are very important in village life, where mutual cooperation and relationships are strong. The nature of rural Australia is generally calm, green, and clean. The weather in rural areas is generally cooler than in the city, and the breeze makes life pleasant. The story of an amazing animal. If it is said that Australia means kangaroo, it will not be wrong at all. Kangaroo is not just an animal but is the identity of the whole of Australia. Kangaroos mainly live by eating grass and leaves. Their body structure and diet are well adapted to their environment. As a result, they are one of the most important parts of Australia's natural biodiversity. Kangaroos can be found in almost all states of Australia. In deserts, grasslands, mountains, or forests. A large number of kangaroos live in some areas of Queensland, New South Wales, and South Australia. There are more than 50 species of kangaroos in Australia. The red kangaroo is the largest and lives in the desert. The eastern gay kangaroo is found in the eastern regions, and the wallaby kangaroo is smaller. In addition to wild areas, kangaroos are now seen in many suburbs. Stretching over 2,300 kilometers, this coral reef is so large that it can be seen from space. The Great Barrier Reef is located in the Coral Sea off the northeast coast of the state of Queensland, Australia. The name Great Barrier Reef brings to mind colorful coral, schools of diverse fish, and clear blue water. Corals are primarily marine animals. They live together in groups and secrete a hard substance called calcium carbonate to form rock-like structures. The Great Dividing Range stretches along the eastern horizon. It is the longest mountain range in Australia. At the heart of this mountain range stands Mount Kosciuszko, the country's highest peak. In winter, covered in snow, this mountain is like a silent white kingdom. On the other hand, the McDonnell Ranges and Kings Canyon, located in the red heart of the country, open the door to a mysterious world with red rock walls and deep gorges. At sunrise, these mountains seem to glow with a new life in the golden light. And the beauty of the valley is the Hunter Valley, which is not only famous for its natural scenery but also for its famous wines and vineyards. A marine animal called box jellyfish is found on the coast of Australia, whose venom is so strong that it can stop a person's heartbeat in a few moments. There is also the burning octopus, a small but deadly octopus whose bite can kill a person in a few minutes. The world's largest and most aggressive crocodile species is found in the forests of Australia. They suddenly jump out of the water and grab their prey. There are also various species of spiders or various spiders. The Sydney Opera House in Australia is a shining name among the unique architectural works of the world. This structure, standing on the beautiful waterfront of Sydney, is not just a concert hall. It is a symbol of Australian culture, creativity, and modernity. In 1957, Danish architects John and John designed this extraordinary structure. It was officially inaugurated in 1973, about 16 years later. The curved shape of the roof looks like huge sailing ships standing in a row next to each other. On one hand, it is an example of eye-catching beauty. On the other hand, it is an uncompromising example of modern architecture. The Sydney Opera House hosts musical theatre, opera, and various international cultural events every day. About 8 million tourists visit this place every year, which has made it one of the most attractive tourist attractions in the world. In 2007, UNESCO listed it as a World Heritage Site, which proves it. It is not just architecture, it is a living symbol of culture. Australia has a golden opportunity for expatriate work. This country is not only a place for tourism but also a bright prospect for working people and dreamers. Australia's population is relatively small, but the economic demand is very high. As a result, the labor market in this country is always suffering from a shortage of workers. And to fill this gap, The Australian government calls on thousands of skilled people from different parts of the world every year. Expatriates play a huge role in sectors such as healthcare, IT, construction, agriculture, hospitality, and education. Whether you are a nurse, software engineer, construction worker, teacher, restaurant worker, or farm laborer, your skills are valued in the Australian workplace. They have built their lives with their families, with respect, security, and dignity. Different types of work visas are available based on skills and qualifications, through which the path to permanent residence and citizenship also becomes easier. Finally, it can be said that Australia is not just a country. It is a dream of a new life. If you have talent, courage, and a hardworking mentality, then Australia can be the best destination for your life.